questions, you did, and now I will do the what comes next. Mental health tips. I recently started going to an acupuncturist. She's a very wise woman, and she told me every night before bed, look at me. Look at me. Do this. Every night before bed, the last thing you want to do before you close your eyes and fall into slumber is write down 5 things that went well that day that you're grateful for. And you will find that there are days where it's easy and there are days where it's hard. And it's amazing that for the days that are hard, you actually have to really think about what you're grateful for and find those little things in life that you normally take for granted. I have found that it is quickly reprogramming my brain to disregard all the negative, what I perceive as negative elements in my life, of stuff that's not going right or I want to complain about. Throughout my days, when something comes to mind that I am unhappy with, the transition period is a lot quicker of me going like, to like, well, all of this is wonderful, so it's fine. And really that's all we have at the end of the day is our ability to try to feel good. And I am of the belief that the more positive your mindset is, the more the world will reflect it back to you. And I already have seen that come to life simply from just doing this exercise. What was your biggest wow, so this is what life is all about moment, and why that moment? I feel that way whenever I'm able to be present. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. I can be dancing in my room. I can be painting. I can be at the grocery store. Usually this is not at the grocery store. Tattoo tour, if not, shoe collection tour. You do not want to see my shoe collection. It is not. But I do have 2 1/4 tattoos is what I would say. I have this one on my finger, and then there's one hidden in here, which is matching with my best friend. It's in an exclamation point. And then I have 2 on my feet, which I have paid excessive amounts of money to get removed. And part of me is like, why are you even talking about it? Like, why are you gonna spend $2,000 to get them removed and then tell everyone in the world that you had them? I got them when I was young, like too young to be deciding to get tattoos. And I stand by never getting words written on your body, because at least, you know, an image or something symbolic can shift over time or can be reimagined mentally if you somehow have some sort of problem with it. Words are very specific, and I hated what I got on both feet. I had 2 tattoos, one on both. The first one said stay young because it said stay young in the back of my wall when I started making YouTube videos, and I thought, oh, this is a nod to my YouTube channel. But in reality, I just had fucking stay young on my foot. Ugh. The second one, I had an acquaintance whose mom was a tattoo artist. I went over one day and she was like, hey guys, I have 30 minutes to kill. Do you want a tattoo? So I scrolled on my phone and I found the quote, happiness walks on busy feet. And I got that on my foot. I hate it for a number of reasons. Again, I don't want words on my body. The second thing is I've struggled with productive OCD for my whole life. It's like I make lists. How can I be productive today? I am nothing without accomplishing something. It's a terrible mindset and implies that there is no intrinsic value unless I create extrinsic value, and it's something I'm still working on, and I basically got like a summary of my illness just written on my foot. So that had to go. What's your favorite song right now? I just saw Dear Evan Hansen in theaters, and I loved Waving Through a Window, Sincerely Me, and the anonymous ones. What else? This song is so good. They sample that little boy, the Walmart kid, who's like, I've grown so used to you somehow. Oh, it's so good. This song, the future is bright if you can ebb with the flow. Oh, woo, I'm getting excited. What country from Europe did you enjoy the most? I just went on a trip, a month-long trip with my boyfriend. Okay, it was 3 weeks. To Europe, and I would say I loved France and I loved the Netherlands and Portugal. It was all fucking awesome. When did you realize you might also like men too? I've always liked men, but there was just an era in my life where I was processing trauma, to be honest, and in that era fixated on my fondness of women, which I've also always liked women, maybe suppressed for a long time. It was almost like as I was coming to terms with liking women, I was also coming to terms with this trauma from my childhood and growing up, and then bam, I thought I was a lesbian. But in time, I processed everything and realized I spoke too soon and that I simply like people. Everyone's really awesome. I mean, not everyone, but like, who is that dude in your video? The guy. Okay, I thought it would be a really fun idea to have subscribers submit videos of themselves, like reacting, and then I could like put them into revealing your secrets at the right moment. I thought it was a fucking amazing idea. And then I did it in one video and you all hated it. You hated it, most of you. So, okay, message received. For me, I thought it was fun. I thought it was a way to get you guys involved, but I guess not. Why do turtles have shells? Obviously for protection. But you know what truly boggles my mind is like, where the fuck those shells come from? Don't hermit crabs find their shells and nuzzle in? But turtles like grow their shell. How the, I mean, I guess it's like a bone on the outside of their body. You know, maybe it's not that crazy. Just the idea of something so like hard growing is very peculiar to me. Turtles, they leave me in awe. And furthermore, I envy them. I envy them. How often in your life do you just need to like buckle into a little shell and let everybody know, not now? You know what I mean? And like, yeah, I can do that in my bedroom, but there's something way more appealing about like this really hard dome-like shape to my body protection that's like a visual representation that everyone can see it. It's like, not now. You know what I mean? I need a not now sign. And that's, to me, that's what turtles have. Okay, merch idea. Not now. It'll make no sense to anyone unless you've seen this specific video, 10-second clip. It doesn't have anything to do with my brand, but I like it. Not now. But I also hate it. Have you painted something recently? Yes, this. What was a culture shock for you when visiting Europe? So in August I was in Europe and we went to France and it was quiet. There was a lot of stuff that was closed, and it turns out that a lot of French people go on vacation in August and just kind of like close shop. And that to me was astonishing because I live in America where our prized priority is work. It's about making the money, and you do not take a whole month off. I mean, I did, to go to Europe and it was amazing, but I felt guilty about it and, you know, had all these anxieties. And then to learn that this was like ingrained in their culture was so shocking and cool and inspiring. What revealing your blank video left you the most disturbed after finishing filming? It's not about a specific video because there's so many different secrets in every video, but I have read a few secrets about people fucking their pets and then their pets dying shortly after. And that shit will never leave my system. It is so fucked up. It haunts me. Do you ever wish revealing your secrets wasn't the most popular series? No, I don't wish that. I'm really glad you guys enjoy it, and there's something about the like raw human experience that we get to talk about every week that's very fun to me, and I like giving advice, and I've always really enjoyed the dark side of life, and I like getting really deep and intimate with people, so reading your secrets is like perfect for me. I'm a Scorpio. But I will say, sometimes it feels like it takes a toll on me. You know, like I'll finish a video, I read all this horrible stuff. Some of it's so bad that I don't even end up putting it in the video, but it sticks with me. And so in terms of like my mental health, sometimes it's a little challenging to constantly be reading and processing these outbursts of confessions from people. It can be a lot, actually. But I'm grateful. Why don't you expand your content to more topics? I would love to watch more about something to do with your passions, like drawing or something. Okay, I'm gonna be so straightforward with you guys. I have explored making videos beyond revealing your secrets, and as of late, they just don't do as well. I know that I shouldn't care and that I should just make what feels good, but revealing your secrets has become kind of like, I know exactly how to make it. I work with an editor. We've got a system down. But when I make something else, I usually edit it myself. It takes a little bit more thought and preparation, and when you really put that energy into something and then to watch it fail in the eyes of, you know, what you perceive as success, comparatively to the Revealing Your Secrets series, it's discouraging, it makes me feel burnt out, and it makes me less quick to jump on those ideas that I don't suspect will do well. And I really wish I didn't feel that way. I wish I didn't care about how it performed, but it's hard not to see it. It's literally like, I am a rat. You know, they've done experiments where it's like, you give the rat a piece of cheese, and then you stop giving them the cheese, and they're like, what the fuck's up? Where's my cheese? That's pretty much what's up. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. How do I gain confidence? I feel like if I asked a normal person, they'd give me an answer I've already heard, so I thought I'd ask you, a not normal person. Okay, actually, I have answers. The first thing you can do to be more confident is to take care of your needs first, always. Of course, there are gonna be exceptions, but for the most part, you want to live every day constantly checking in with yourself. Is this really what I wanna do? Do I wanna give my time to this person right now? Have I given enough to myself? It's a lot about boundaries, making sure that you don't cross cross your own boundaries or that you assert boundaries so people in your life don't cross those boundaries. Because if you're taking care of yourself first and foremost, you are sending your subconscious a message that you are important and worthy, and that gives you confidence. Secondly, create a routine where you're constantly taking care of yourself. That also sends the message that you are important and worthy of being taken care of, having put energy into. So, you know, like I have this elaborate morning routine, and I also can make a whole video talking about this because it's changed my life. I journal and I meditate and I walk and I exercise and I read, and all of this stuff makes me feel good about myself, and it builds my confidence, and it allows me to spend a block of time each day just taking care of myself and not worrying about anyone else or anything else. Lastly, and I think I'll have more tips if you ask me again in another day or another time, and I'm sure I'll address this at some point again, but for now, working on skills that interest you. If you enjoy anything that's like a musical instrument or a sport or coding, whatever it is, working at things you are interested in and getting better, proving to yourself that you can improve with time and energy and intention builds a lot of confidence. That was actually something I learned in therapy. I forget what the name of the skill is, but it is a specific skill in therapy for building confidence. For the most part, it's art that does that for me. What is the worst/best fan interaction you've ever had? I recently had one of the best fan interactions I've ever had, which is I was in France with my boyfriend and we weren't sure what to do, so I checked my DMs and this girl, Pia, messaged me and gave me some suggestions and then invited me to meet her and her friends out for a drink, and we did, and it was such a good time. So I'm so glad I did that. And the worst interaction, I would just say, is like the way you get treated at YouTube conventions. You guys, like, I shouldn't say you guys, some people forget that we're human beings and they'll like come up to you and just take a picture. Like, it's like, hello, hi, I'm not like a monument or like an inanimate object. So I would say that's the worst. It gets crazy at YouTube conventions. I feel like the frantic fan energy probably makes people who wouldn't even normally behave like that behave like that. It's like you're collecting Pokemon cards, you know? Oh, spotted! Ugh. What book left the biggest impact on you? Probably The Untethered Soul or anything by Eckhart Tolle, A New Earth. But if you haven't read The Power of Now, I would read that one first. Have you ever been caught, you know, doing the devil's tango? Actually, yes, and by like literally 8 people. It was horrifying, and it was when I was in college. That's enough. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I did. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.